I feel disconnected from my body and my sexuality since my assault. There are things I do during sex that I never imagined I would, and I don't know how to stop. Hey everyone, I'm sorry in advance for how long this is going to be. I don't really know how to condense what I'm feeling, and honestly, I'm not sure I even want to. Writing feels like the only place where I don't have to pretend I'm okay. I feel lost and isolated, and carrying all of this quietly has been exhausting. Putting the words somewhere feels like the only small relief I have right now. In February 2024, I was sexually assaulted. Even writing that sentence still feels strange, like it belongs to someone else. That night didn't just take away my first time. It took away my sense of safety in my own body. It took my relationship with pleasure, with desire, with feeling grounded in myself. Ever since then, I felt like I'm living inside a body that doesn't quite belong to me anymore. Like I'm renting it or borrowing it, but not really connected to it. Before that night, I didn't have a perfect relationship with my body or sexuality, but at least it felt like mine. Now, most days, I feel like a stranger looking at myself from the outside. I move through my routines, I talk, I laugh when I'm supposed to, but there's this constant distance between what I'm doing and what I'm feeling. Sometimes it's numbness, sometimes it's anxiety. Sometimes it's both at the same time. About a month later, in March 2024, I started my first real relationship. The timing feels cruel in hindsight, but at the time, I thought maybe it would help me feel normal again. My boyfriend has absolutely nothing to do with what happened. He knows about the assault. We've talked about it more than once, carefully, slowly, like we're both afraid of saying the wrong thing. He's gentle in a way that feels genuine, not forced. He's patient. He checks in. He listens. He does everything he can to make me feel safe and respected. And that almost makes it harder. Because no matter how kind he is, no matter how much I trust him, every time we're intimate, something inside me just shuts down. It's not a conscious choice. It's like a switch flips without warning. One moment I'm there, trying to be present, trying to feel close to him, and the next, it's like my body decides it's had enough. One of the things that makes me feel especially broken is that I've never been naturally wet. Not sometimes, not a little, never. Even when I feel emotionally close to him, even when I want it, my body doesn't respond. I use lube, and I know logically there's nothing wrong with that. I know plenty of women do. I would never judge someone else for it. But emotionally, it still makes me feel defective, like my body missed a memo everyone else got. Like I'm failing at something that's supposed to be instinctive. Penetration is always painful. With a condom, without one, it doesn't matter. I brace myself every time, already anticipating the discomfort, which probably makes it worse. I tell myself to relax, to breathe, to trust him. Sometimes it helps a little. Sometimes it doesn't help at all. There are moments during sex where my body just freezes completely. It's not dramatic or obvious. It's quiet. Everything locks up. I stop moving. I stop speaking. It's like I disappear from the inside. I'm suddenly watching the scene from far away, like it's happening on a screen instead of to me. I'm aware of what's going on, but I can't react. I can't connect. I'm not really there. When I realize it's happening, panic kicks in. I try to force myself to come back as quickly as possible, to ground myself, to move or make a sound so my boyfriend won't notice. Not because he would be angry or pushy. He wouldn't. But because I don't want to worry him. I don't want him to feel like he's hurting me. The only position I can handle is from behind. That way he can't see my face. He can't see when my eyes go blank or when tears quietly start rolling down my cheeks. I cry silently, carefully, making sure my breathing doesn't change too much. Not because he's doing anything wrong. Not because I don't care about him. It's because I don't want him to feel guilty for something that isn't his fault, even when I feel completely empty inside. There are things I do during sex that I never imagined I would, just to keep everything feeling stable. I pretend, quite often. Not because I want to deceive him, and not because I think my feelings don't matter. It's more that in my head, it feels like a way to compensate. Like if my body won't respond the way it's expected to, then at least I can give him the experience he deserves. At least I can make sure he doesn't feel unwanted or rejected. When I pretend, it's very intentional. I'm aware of every sound I make, every movement. I'm trying to match what I think should be happening, what he expects, what feels normal. It's not dramatic or exaggerated. It's controlled, almost mechanical. I tell myself it's an act of love, that even if I feel detached, presenting pleasure is better than withdrawing completely. I know it isn't healthy. I know it creates distance instead of closeness. But in those moments, it feels like the only way to keep things balanced. At this point, my relationship with my own body feels almost compulsive and out of control. There are days when I seek physical sensation more than 10 times, not because I feel especially aroused, but because I'm searching for something. Any sensation that proves I'm still capable of feeling. Sometimes it's to calm anxiety, sometimes it's to escape numbness, and sometimes it happens almost automatically. Each time, I tell myself that maybe this time it will feel different. It never does. I reach climax, and for a brief moment there is relief. Then it fades into emptiness. Shame follows almost immediately. That heavy, hollow clarity afterward makes everything feel worse instead of better. I feel disconnected from myself, frustrated, and deeply uncomfortable. I promise myself I'll stop. And then, not long after, I find myself repeating the same behavior again. The cycle feels endless, and every time it leaves me feeling more broken. My boyfriend doesn't know about this. He doesn't know how often it happens or how desperate it feels. I don't plan on telling him. The shame is too deep, and I don't know how to put it into words without feeling overwhelmed by it. We're in a long-distance relationship, and when we're apart, I sometimes use a personal device, either alone or during moments when we're trying to feel close despite the distance. Even when we're together, I rely on it. It does help, temporarily. It allows me to feel something when my body otherwise feels distant. But underneath that relief, there's sadness. I hate that I need an object to feel pleasure, especially when he's right there with me. It makes me feel disconnected from him and from myself. Like intimacy only works when there is distance or control involved. More than anything, I'm scared. I'm scared that this is how it's always going to be. That I'll never have a calm, healthy relationship with sex. That intimacy will always come with pain, dissociation, and pretending. I don't need perfection. I just want to feel present. I want to feel safe in my own body again, without numbness or fear taking over. I've booked an appointment with a therapist, though I haven't seen her yet. I don't know what will come from it. Part of me hopes it will help me reconnect with myself. Another part of me is afraid of how much there is to unpack, but I know I can't keep carrying all of this alone. For now, I just needed to write it down, to put these thoughts somewhere outside my head, to feel, even briefly, like I'm not completely alone anymore. This is one of those posts that's hard to read, not because it's dramatic, but because it's painfully honest. What stands out here isn't just the trauma itself, but the quiet aftermath of it, the way it seeps into everyday moments, relationships, and even into how someone experiences their own body. What's especially heartbreaking is how much effort the writer puts into protecting everyone else's feelings, even at the expense of her own. Her partner isn't the problem. Intimacy itself isn't the problem. It's the disconnect between mind and body that trauma can leave behind, and how isolating that can feel when no one else can see it happening. This post also highlights something that doesn't get talked about enough. Healing isn't linear, and it doesn't always look like progress from the outside. Sometimes it looks like confusion, shame, or repeating behaviors you don't fully understand yet. And none of that makes someone weak. It makes them human. There's no easy solution here. But the fact that she's aware of what she's feeling, that she's reaching out, and that she's taken the step to seek professional help already says a lot. This isn't a story about being broken. It's a story about someone trying to reconnect with themselves after something that fundamentally changed them. And maybe the most important part is this. She wrote it down so she wouldn't feel alone anymore. And by sharing it, she probably helped a lot of other people feel a little less alone too.